Hello friends, welcome to How to Villain channel. This is DB Villain Stream. It's been quite a while again. I keep in repeating this. I have not been able to upload a video for some time now, but I found now time. I've been going through this. AI is taking a lot of our time, isn't it nowadays? I mean, AI is meant to reduce the product. AI is meant to improve our productivity and reduce the time we spend. But getting to know AI is consuming a lot of time nowadays. I actually got much interested into this AI tools which improves your productivity and reduces the amount of time you spend on a particular task, and you can spend a lot of time on much more further and exploring further tools and devices. So, what's this topic today all about? Today I'm going to see if the one of the AI tool, which is Google's Notebook LM, can anyway help us with assessing Oracle's AWR data performance reports. I, I mean, after getting to know about the Notebook LM, I was thinking about a lot of use cases. I, I don't deny the fact that I came to know about this just in the last 1 month or so, and looking at the features that it offers and the benefits it has, I thought, why don't we give it a try for one of the main work as a DBA that we do every day in and day out. All of us, I mean, primarily, like I say, Oracle is my glasses. I look through every technology through Oracle because I've been with Oracle for nearly 20 years now. So I look at every single RDBMS and technology through the technology that I know. Oracle is like my mother tongue, and all other technology comes next. Um, so I thought, okay, this is a day in and day out our job. Why don't we look through one of the main activity that we do, which is performance diagnosis in Oracle database, right? And the main tool that we use mainly is any DBA will say, any Oracle DBA will say which report will you use it for assessing your Oracle database performance. It's Oracle AWR report. So why don't we use this notebook LM to assess our Oracle AWR report? And what do we get out of it? Is it really going to benefit us? Is it really going to benefit? If it is going to benefit, who is it going to benefit? And is it going to add any value? Let's take a look at it. Again, thanks for joining with me, guys. Welcome to How to Villain channel, and this is DB Villain Stream. Let's get into an interesting area and an interesting era of AI, and let's see if this is going to really improve our productivity. If not now, at least in future, or how's the roadmap looking for a DBA in performance area? How is this tool going to help us? Okay, as usual, our agenda first. What are we going to see? So the topic we know, assess AWR report using Notebook LM and see if it's able to help you diagnosing the performance issue you're facing in your Oracle database. That's our topic. Intro to Notebook LM. Notebook LM is a Google's note-taking app. I don't know by heart what is the definition, guys. I just took it from Google again. Notebook is a research and note-taking app that uses AI to help you interact with your documents. One thing that I really understood as a key difference is Gemini or ChatGPT or any other chat-based AI tools. If you go and ask some information from it, say even if you're uploading your own documents, it does do something creative and it hallucinates. That's a very big problem. Hallucination is a very big problem. Now Apple is facing this problem. I heard in one of the blogs and one of the podcast. Apple introduced this AI in the latest iPhone, right? But the Apple product is facing hallucination, I heard. Similarly, every single Alexa is also having the same problem, so they're not able to introduce Alexa Plus, or they have some problems introducing Alexa to their upgrading their Alexa voice assistant using the latest AI tools. So the hallucination is a main problem with all the tools. But this is where the Notebook LM is differing. Notebook LM does not hallucinate because it uses only the data that you upload. It's looking like a private chatbot for you, for only your data. So the notebook LM relies on the data that you give it to it, and it just only uses that data to give you the output. I'm not sure what sort of Python in the tool in the background it uses. I think, but there are some Python libraries which actually mainly helps doing this work, like Python PDF libraries which actually goes through the whole PDF document. For instance, if you wanted to interact with one of your Oracle documents, let's say Oracle 12 year, 19 year, 23 AI new features, if you upload the PDF to the notebook LM, you'll be able to ask questions about a particular feature. Say, for instance, what are the high availability features available in Oracle 23 AI? Can I use R programming language in 23 AI, or can I use what I mean, how does this AA signifies in 23? All that questions you can ask, and it will be able to clearly go through your document and will be able to answer. And you can interact with it through a chat, like how you interact through the other Gemini, other sort of chatting tools. So, but it doesn't go to the any external reference to URLs. It only use your document, and if it doesn't find an answer for the question that you asked, it will clearly say reference or details not found. So that's a very good thing. So you can trust the trust relationship with one of the AI tools improves here. So that's the main thing that notebook LM differentiates itself from others. But but I would request each of you watching this video, take a look at your notebook LM. Notebook LM is a free feature now. I'm not sure how they are going to charge us in the future. Google is going to charge us, but it's currently free and it's wonderful. You just upload your documents, you own your personal journals, anything you want to upload it to it. Even if you want to read this particular YouTube that you are now reading, put this YouTube video URL to this notebook LM, see what can it do. So please try to start using it, and it will make a huge difference in your life. And people are saying that it has improved their personal health as well. Morally they are able to improve their and they are able to motivate themselves. There is one feature where there's a studio feature where two people talk about your document that you uploaded. A male and female will have a conversation about the document that you uploaded, and you can listen to it. And that's what people are saying now, that you can upload your own personal journals to them, and then they will start discussing about your journal, and that gives you a lot of ideas. They say, I have seen many people record their day in day out activities using voice memos, and they start listening to it every day in and day out to see how they can improve themselves, where they failed that day, but how can they improve on the next day. This tool is improving, take it to the next level ultimately. So this is what notebook LM is all about. Introduction to AWR. I don't need to talk a lot about it. Yeah, many of you Oracle DB already watching this video knows what is an Oracle AWR report is. Automatic workload repository, and this is a feature that was introduced way back in 10G release 2. And since then it came in, it has taken Oracle's performance diagnosis to a different extent. This AWR performance report already provides you the different types of section, already categorizes all the overall performance into multiple sections in the database. So multiple sections, and you will be able to easily diagnose the problem with it. It presents you in such a very nice manner that even non-Oracle DB who has a very good background about systems will be able to interpret what are the ways. I mean, what particular situation or what the issue the database is going through. So it nicely formatted workload repository, then top 10 weight events, and foreground, background, weight events, and histogram of weight events, then service metric, top 10 sequels by elapsed time, CPU time, and so on, and then IO function by function IO metrics, and so on. You know that IO statistics, and then AWR ASHs were at spot ADD and spot ASH reports were also appended later on 12C onwards. So this is a nice feature that you get with Oracle. So how can we take it to the next level is my question now. I know that this is one of the key work that we do, AWR assessment, but can we improve this further? Yeah. So I think Oracle started working on this autonomous database and others. They may have this feature. I'm not sure. I have not interacted. I have never worked on Oracle OCI with autonomous DB set, but maybe they have this feature of interacting with the Oracle performance metrics through some sort of chatting tools. I don't know if they do not. I would recommend Oracle start developing that through a chatbot. They know, so customers can directly interact with their own database through chat, and they can know how our database performs every day in out, and can they reduce some resources or upsize some resources if based on the demand. So that's about AWR. intro to the issue we faced, and this is already a blog content from way back in July 2023. I have a AWR report for that particular day. This was an issue that I was facing in my work, wherein there were a lot of cursor pins wait event, and that was a concurrency related issue, and my database was not scaling up. And this particular issue comes up like a bell curve. So when the issue starts piling up, the system load will go shoots to a very high number, and automatically after the executions are done, I mean the SQL executions are done, the system settles down. So I was trying to diagnose the problem in my lab, reproduce the issue in my lab, and see what all can be done to fix the problem. So I came up with some suggestions and solution. Then there you can look at this blog content. I will put it anyway in my video, and then in my blog that I'm going to create it for this video, right? So you can take a look at it. So the next step is what we are really going to see. I have already documented about the solution and the mitigation plan and so on in this document itself. Let's see if Notebook LM is able to provide that. I'm sure it will not be able to provide because it doesn't know the solution, because it's not the regular Gemini or Chat GPT or any other so any other tool, any other AI tool, any other AI assistant. This is purely based on the content you uploaded, and we are not uploading the solution. ADDM, yes, it's getting uploaded. It does provide recommendation, but it doesn't provide a solution. It just provides recommendation. So and we have not provided uploaded a comparison report as well. So it may not be able to give us an accurate answer. So in this video we are going to only upload the problematic AWR report. Maybe in the next video I will upload a good AWR report as well, or I can even upload a comparative AWR report. See, the amount of mm, the wide opportunity that it opens up when this notebook LM comes up is very huge. Whatever we have been doing until now we can revisit all of them using notebook LM and see how it improves our work day in and day out. If you ask me how much of time it will take you for going through an AWR report, I'll say it depends on the issue. So if the issue is very simple, say for instance by looking at the top 10 81, and then I go to the top 10 sequels, and then also I will use the function by IO stats. Maybe 30 minutes to 45 minutes or 1 hour I will be able to come up with the initial thesis or initial hypothesis about what the problem could be, and I will be even able to look at the good and bad performance report in that 1 hour window. I will be able to come up with a hypothesis and then go towards a performance issue, and then I'll start collecting metrics more and more into the AWR report, right? So that's how we do. So now with this notebook LM, can we improvise that, reduce that particular time that we take, and does it improve our problematic window? Say you're sitting on a 7 call in a conference, and now you need to find a, there will be a lot of questions coming from everyone, and how can you reduce the time that you take for response? So how much time that you were taking in the past, now how much time you will be taking in future now with the current this tool available for you. So let's get into this. So I have a AWR report. I show you here. This is a AWR report. This is for my database DBC silent. I set up one database dummy only for this purpose, and you can see this is only for a 41 minutes time because the performance issue lasted for only 41 minutes, so I didn't put any extra minutes or so. I only took the sample from the beginning of the issue until the end of the issue, and you can see the DB time was 11 minutes uh, per every second, 11 seconds per every second. So automatically the workload is 11, and the DB CPU is nothing, 0.2. So it doesn't spend anything on the CPU. It was all waiting. And where were they waiting? Cursor pns and cursor pns wait on X library cache lock, and this is where most of the time were spent on the DB, the concurrency. And so we know go through this, and then we go to the top 10 SQL elapsed time. We know which SQL spend most on the cursor assets, and so on. We will investigate this way. Now we will upload this report to Notebook LM, and let's start interacting with that. Okay, that's what I already did it, but I just wanted to show you a demonstration how this works. I'm on Notebook LM page. I go here. You can see here I already did that, but I'm going to do fresh for you. All right. All right, I already uploaded the document. You saw the plus symbol, right? I just uploaded this AWR report here. This AWR report here, and you can see confronting challenges to mental health. I don't know what it is. Mental health in Black community. I'm not sure. I didn't upload anything like that. But it picked up the report here properly. Select all sources. I don't know what it is coming up with. So you can add more sources. Like if you have more and more AWS reports, let's say good and bad, you can upload both good and bad. But I uploaded only bad. So it says Oracle Database Performance Analysis Report DBCS Island. This is the database name, and you can see the workload repository provides a detailed analysis of the performance and activity of an Oracle database instance named DBCS Island. It captured data over 41 minutes interval. Yes, accurate. This is 41 minutes period, focusing on areas such as database time, CPU usage, IO profile, memory status, and weight, and so on. So this is a summary. All right, and you can get an audio overview and brief document of this. This is the very important feature that I was talking about. This is nothing but let's generate this. Let this go. It says you doesn't need to stick around for this audio generation to complete. This is the audio generation where two people will talk about the report that you just uploaded. It's like you and me, say for instance, are two real persons sitting together and talking about the report that you uploaded, and they start discussing about it. It does. I was listening to this audio. It was funny in the beginning that it was like two news reporters talking about one particular area. Maybe this news reporters doesn't have much of an expertise in that particular area, but they start talking about using all the vague jargons or not jargon, a lot of fillers. So they they pick the words from the document itself and they start talking about. But later, after say the first 1 minute or 2 minutes, they really went into the document and they started talking about the various metrics that were there. So the advantage of this is you can actually start if you were, let's say for instance, multitasking. Say you're taking care of an additional work at the same time you wanted to think about this issue. Say for instance you're busy with your homework, maybe you're cooking or you're taking care of washing utensils or taking care of your laundry. But at the same time you wanted to think about what was happening in your office, particularly with this particular issue. If you had this audio generation for the report that you got uploaded generated, you could just plug your earphones and listen to this audio conversation. It may enlighten you and it may add additional knowledge, and also it may enable you to think further. But like I said, it doesn't actually do hallucinate. It doesn't hallucinate it. It doesn't go creative. It does interact. It lets you interact only with your document and gives you that information. You can see here the data is generated. See, this time it generated only 10.25 minutes. Last time it generated 18 minutes audio for me. See, I can download this audio as well. And I will upload this audio to our YouTube video, not the full audio, just a snippet of how it talks about in the beginning and in the end. And you can listen to yourself. How does it look? Alright, so now let's start interacting with this document. What is this report? I'm going to ask it if it doesn't know what is this report is. If it's able to tell the answer properly or not. Oh my god, it gave me a very big answer. I don't want a very big answer. The provider sources a workload repository report. It doesn't know automatic workload repository. It doesn't know AWR report. Just says workload repository information. Let's see if our document doesn't say automatic workload repository. It does say, it doesn't say automatic workload repository. It just says workload repository. So it doesn't know automatic workload repository, AWR. So that's one thing that improves that it doesn't hallucinate. Alright. Report for, because if it has gone to the internet, it would have ideally known that it is automatic workload repository. So this proves it doesn't hallucinate. And the DB ID, everything's from the document, and it provides a proper time interval from July 8 o'clock to 8:41. That's nice. We really look into the document to learn the time, but it's able to learn the document from the Word document that upload, which is not in proper format. It's not a CSV. It's a text document. It needs to go through the individual lines and understand that these are really timestamps. They need to read together this field to know that it is a timestamp, and then it's the end timestamp and the begins timestamp. That's wonderful, isn't it? So that's a transformation itself, and it lasted for 41 minutes 38 seconds. So So the elapsed time 41 minutes 38 seconds. It picked up properly. And yeah, the database time in overall is 29379. Yeah, that's the. So if you multiply this in a calculator, that's 29379. That's what you saw here, 29379.0. And background elapsed time is 210. Is fine. Operating system statistics. So it gives you all the various sections in the report: SQL performance, key instance activities, and your stat buffer pool checking, PG. Yeah, it gives all the various categories that we have in the AWR report, which is nice. All right. So yeah, here is what the report contains. It doesn't. I asked what is this report. It did not say that it's a performance report for an Oracle database. It doesn't know that, so it did not hallucinate us with, because the report doesn't say it's for an Oracle database, and it's an Oracle database performance report anywhere, I guess. If I do a control F and if I search for performance report, no, it nowhere says that. So it did not hallucinate, and it just provided what it knows. Now let's ask what is the total DB time. Let's see if it's able to tell me that. It said that. Okay. What is it? Top wait event. Let me see if it's able to give me the answer. Top 8 event is CPU plus wait for CPU, and other significant events include 10.64 dB, but this is wrong, I guess. It's not 10.64. That was 11.8 cursor pins. I don't know where did it get 10.64. You did it fine the first time. Why did you make a mistake here? Notebook LM now. Let me see if it had this number somewhere. It's not there, or am I making a mistake? Yeah, it's there. So it picked up from here. So it picked up from this particular section, top events. All right, fine. It didn't say anything wrong about it. But this is coming from where? In the ASH report it comes. So it used the ASH directly instead of reviewing the AWR first. So maybe we need to provide proper information to it. When you upload AWR, just upload AWR, don't upload ADDM or ASH directly. Yes, ASH is even correct, but I asked him top weight event, top foreground. Okay, maybe if I asked it like this, it would have told me that this is the weight event. Okay, top SQL by elapsed time. We can take a look at it as well very easily. Let's see if it's able to tell me that answer right. The top SQL by elapsed time is this. Yeah, this is the right answer, I guess. Did it tell the SQL ID? It didn't give me the SQL ID, but this is wonderful. It gave me the SQL text. Give me the. See, let's see if it's able to keep the context. Fine. I'm going to ask it to give me the SQL ID. So it should relate my last question and this question, and should tell me that this is a SQL ID related to the top SQL text that it printed. And it's thinking. Let's see. So I'm expecting that it gives me SQL ordered by elapsed time. It should give me this. Oh my god, it printed so much of information. Why are you failing now? Ordered by elapsed time, it printed every single information available in the report. Why do we need it? But the beauty is that it is able to match the report. So I'll just search if I have anywhere this keyword available in the same format. No, nowhere it is there. Is it there like this? No. But it's good that it matched this to the SQL ID and the SQL text in the bottom to print them in one line, which is good. Did it do a, it did some pattern matching. So here ordered by elapsed time 70. Yes, yeah. But I want top SQL ID by elapsed time. Let's see if it's able to recognize it. Yeah, it did. Top SQL by elapsed time, and it printed everything. Give me only. Alright, so second and was executed 50 times. Yes. The elapsed time of 1000 and it is executed 11 million times. So the problem is this SQL only. The problem that I'm trying to solve is this particular SQL with this amount of millions of execution. This is the parent SQL that calls this SQL in turn. So that's what the cursor print wait event is all about. So do you know? Now we know the top consumer, top wait event. Next we found what the top SQL which probably could have driven this issue. So we will see if there are any IO bottlenecks. Do you see any IO bottlenecks on the system? And then we will ask what other bottlenecks you see on the system. Let's see, ADDM by itself has many sections, 7 classes of AD when it does ADDM assess it, and it does say that this particular um, class of this particular class is facing problem and this does not, and it mentions clearly that you have an IO bottleneck, the IO response times are higher than this, then you have a user IO or system IO, it will clearly say that. So let's say if it does, yes, it does pick it up. I think yes, there are indications of IO bottlenecks in the system. IO profile shows read and write activity, but okay, but this is wrong. Yeah, this is not, there is not much IO workload on the machine at all. But this is not there. ADDM ideally should not have. I will be surprised if ADDM does have this. Guys, stay with me. If you feel bored, feel free to stop the video or pause the video. But I feel this is very interesting way I am interacting with it, and I'm seeing if it's. See, we will not be able to evaluate any product out of our expertise area. We will be able to evaluate a product within our expertise area to see if it's really performing well or not, because that's the area through which you can build the trust to see if I wanted to use this on another area, which is my, for instance, data science is my interest. If I wanted to use this tool on a data science area, it's like that particular area is already new to me, and I'm going to use another tool which is also completely new to me. How will I be able to trust that? This is how you trust it. So you use the tool on the area where you have expertise and see if the product is working as you expect and works fine or not. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It needs improvisation. Then wait for the improvisation to come. User ever was not consuming significant database time. It clearly says. So I don't know where did it pick it up. So this is what I say. Miscellaneous information. Weight loss application was not consuming. Commit was not consuming. Configuration was not consuming. CPU was not a bottleneck. Network was not consuming. User ever was not consuming. Sessions disconnect by not consuming. So it classified all this information and it said clearly that these are the areas we're not facing any issues. All right, let's go. So that's wrong. First we got um I think one hit now. Sorry, one miss and several hits, one miss. Let's take it next. Let's take it to the next thing. So I cannot add. So you can think you can pin this to the notes. So you will finally be able to get one note summary or something. But I am not going to save this note. Next, what other bottleneck you see? Let's see if it's able to tell us what's the other bottleneck it sees. All right. Based on the information history, here concurrence issues. Weight loss consumed a significant amount of database time. All right, yeah, this is correct. Yeah, fine. All right, latches, memory management with insufficient memory percentage. Even if I have 100 times more memory than what I had, this problem would have stayed. That's what the issue is. And if you look at the blog, I would have investigated this thoroughly, and you will see what the solutions are in the very bottom of the blog. I mean, you can go take a look at it. I think I did. I don't think I recorded a video at the time, but the blog itself is a very detailed one that provides you all the steps. Fine. Until now, it's okay. Uh, it is not able to tell the bottleneck as well. Now, and we know about this. I told you about this. So this is what it is capable of. So I'll pause here. So we uploaded the AWR. See if it is done. See if notebook LM is able to register the problem. Yes, it does to some extent. Let's see if we achieve the agenda. What are the outputs you get? Uh, a assistant sort of interaction with your document, and also a studio option to generate an audio. I'm going to upload this audio in the along with the video you'll see. What are the outputs? You have one is an assistant, AI assistant, chatbot, and the audio output. And you can generate notes also. So you have options to generate notes and so on. Like, so you can generate a brief doc and FAQ guide, study guide, or anything, timeline, anything. Click this, it will generate this for you. So for instance, if I click this, it will generate it. So you can generate this many outputs you can generate. So next, yes and no. I mean, or maybe who is someone is starting the career in Oracle database, maybe this document notebook LM maybe is useful for them. But right now, for me, I see a lot of hits and misses. Maybe I am not interacting in the right way. It is supposed to be we supposed to be interacting. If you guys know a better way to interact, let me know. But this is how I started. Okay. Right. How can you benefit from this analysis? Yes, a good starter, but a lot of improvisation needed. But I think it did what it's supposed to do, isn't it? It doesn't have access to the internet to validate all the document. That document you uploaded does not generate, doesn't do a hallucination. So this is what you can get maximum. Who can benefit? Starter again. All right, next, what I can get, you can use this audio. I told you about it. Now, I wanted to show you one more thing. Gemini. So I will upload the same AWR report. It will take few minutes. Let's leave it this way. The cursor is not blinking. I uploaded the whole content. It did not upload the whole content though. It just uploaded only until the histogram. So I used Gemini 2.2 Flash Thinking Experimental. This is an appendix sort of thing. Our main aim is to use Notebook LM, but how is this Gemini performs compared to Notebook LM? I didn't upload, like I said, I didn't upload the whole. I uploaded a whole AWR report, but it did not consume all the AWR report. It just allowed us to copy paste only a subset of the document until the histogram only. So it does do creative stuff. If I ask this the same question, let's say, what is this report? Let's see if it's able to give me an answer. Your database was working for 41 minutes. It's quite slow because it was spending a lot of time waiting. The main reason for slowness is inefficient computer code, SQL contention. Like too many people trying to use the same resource at the same time within the database memory. Other some suggestion. Alright. Alright. Okay. This is what the report is telling me. This is what they say. What was the top wait event? The report as thinking models. So hey, it properly picked cursor piness and 11.8%. That's absolutely wonderful. Gemini flash thinking experimental is good. It had a hit, not a miss until now. Top sequel by elapsed time. Right. Where did it give me the ID? Did he give me the ID? No. Because I don't think these received all the report. They did not receive all the report, I guess. So what do you think as bottleneck? So let you think this and give me just the answer. In conclusion, the evidence strongly points concurrency bottleneck driven by inefficient SQL and manifested as contention in shadeful and cursor management top SQL. Likely poorly written or not in the best practice? Yes, absolutely that's the answer. Leading to excess parsing of poor cursor sharing and ultimately optimize those top SQL and using bind variables to improve the SQL and sharing the data. Yeah, this is absolutely the right answer. But what are my mitigation measures? Optimizing SQL is not an option. What are the alternatives? I talk about this also in my blog. Let's see what it can say. This is purely an experimental step, guys. So I, it's up to you. It's up to you to take whatever you would like to do with this tool. But it's purely an experiment. In summary, if the SQL optimization is truly impossible, focus on strategy that mitigate the concurrency and shadeful. Start with carefully increasing the shadeful size. No out of option. Consider connection pooling. Yes, possible approach parameter like Harsha sharing with it extremely cautious. All right, but it did give me the answer last time when I was doing the search. It did give me the answer. Let me see. Can increasing CPU mitigate the issue to some extent? All right, it stopped. Okay. Right. It's wonderful. Gemini Flash thinking experimental is very good for me. I used it. While CPU increase might provide a very marginal, almost impeccable improvement, but you look at my blog, you will know how much improvement it gave. But it does, yes. The issue doesn't go away. The bulk or window reduces. Say, for instance, instead of 41 minutes, it came down to 21 minutes or something like that. That's all. That's all it did improve. Yes, it did not put away the problem, but in most of the situation, the DBA will be asked to provide us with a workaround or something because code change is a long route, so they will not be able to. And you may think about cursor sharing set to force all the bind variables to, I mean, to force all the literals to bind variables maybe. But if you have such an option, you can try. If there is none, you'll need to go through these options. Yeah. So I guess we went beyond what we wanted to achieve, really. And we saw Gemini's 2.0 thinking models usage as well. And I was going, as soon as I had this idea, I was going through Google and I was searching if someone has tried this feature before. Yes, many people have used ChatGPT and so on, like how did we do now. And I'm not sure how much benefit each of those people got. I think whatever they were trying to get, they get the same in the AWR report also. Whatever you get the same. How is this tool significantly improve our productivity? That's my goal. That's my aim. But you have a lot of other tools to visually represent the problem and so on. Maybe those can help. Who knows? But I leave it to you guys. Please share your feedbacks and what do you think that the usage of AI is going to improve your productivity. Let's say, for instance, I really showed you one use case, AWR report assessment, and I gave you all the hits and misses. Likewise, you guys try doing this and see if you really benefit or not. Maybe that will help us. Help us learn, and also this is going to improve the AI tools further and improve our community. Right? Thanks again for joining with me, and this is again DBA Villain Stream and How to Villain channel. If you have not subscribed until now, please subscribe and please feel free to share your valuable feedbacks on the comment section. That helps improving myself and my the YouTube content quality, and share it with your friends. So sharing our knowledge is very important, and I am very much open to the feedbacks. Please feel free to share the feedbacks. That's very important. Thank you guys. Thanks for staying with me. Let's meet in the other video. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, so we've got this report in front of us, this workload repository report for a database.
Yeah.
And it's pretty technical looking.
Yeah, lots of numbers.
Lots of charts and graphs and numbers and all that.
It can be overwhelming.
Definitely overwhelming.
At first glance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's why we're here to unpack it.
Right, we're going to dig in.
We're going to pull out the interesting stuff.
And figure out what it's actually trying to tell us.
Exactly.
About this database.
Yeah, and how it was running.
Yeah.
During this particular time window.
Right, so like a...
It's a snapshot.
Yeah, like a health check.
Yes.
Like you go to the doctor.
Right.
And you get your blood work done and all that kind of stuff.
Exactly, it's a health check for the database.
Okay, so what is this report actually telling us then?
Well, it's basically a summary of what this tool called ADDM.
ABDM, okay.
The Automatic Database Diagnostic Monitor found.
That sounds like a mouthful. Yeah, well, it does what it says, really.
Okay.
It's constantly monitoring the database. Looking for potential issues.
Okay.
Or things that need attention.
So it's like the database's way of saying, hey, pay attention to this.
Exactly. It's like, hey, look at this.
Okay, so what's it saying then? What are we looking at here?
Well, right at the top, we see top SQL statements.
Okay.
That's the biggest thing it's highlighted.
Top SQL statements?
Yeah, accounting for a whopping 85.52%.
85.52%.
Of the average active sessions.
That sounds like a lot.
It is a huge chunk of the activity.
So what does that tell us?
Basically, it means that a certain set of queries were driving most of the workload during that time.
So basically, some queries were doing most of the heavy lifting.
Exactly, and that's really important.
Okay, why?
Because if we can optimize those few queries, it could have a big impact on performance.
I see. So is that something to be worried about?
Not necessarily, but it's definitely something to investigate further.
Okay, how do we do that?
Well, we need to understand what those top SQL statements were actually doing, figure out what was happening during that time.
So this report is just the starting point.
Exactly. It gives us clues.
Okay.
But we need to follow those clues.
To really understand what's going on.
Exactly, and that's the fun part.
Yeah.
The detective work.
The detective work.
All right, well, thanks for walking us through this report.
You're welcome.
It's been enlightening.
Glad to hear it.
And for our listeners out there, I hope you found this deep dive insightful as well.
Me too.
And I guess we'll see you next time.
See you next time.
For another deep dive into the world of data.
Sounds good.